Oh, hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. I have a special video for you today, and it is a by request video. It's not of Cassie biting my face off. Oh, Grouch. Take a look at my makeup. Do you like it? Do you want me to show you how I came up with this? While Cassie gets ready to leave. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you. I did it using the Too Faced Then and Now palette and a red mascara. Stay tuned. It's easy. It's fun. Nobody gets hurt. The first step is you grab your cat. Oh, yes, you grab your cat. You want to help me put my hair back up so I can do this? You see, yes, poor cabby boy. He just got his paws caught in a necktie that my brother uses on the handle of one of his doors. Poor cat. Oh, but he got his own paw unstuck before I could have to help him. You're going to be okay? All right. Oh, look at I got it here. All right, I'm going to put this down. Oh, I can't begin to tell you how hot it is. Well, right outside it has gone down to I think 72 degrees and we're having thunderstorms. It I think reached 90 today, or maybe it reached 80 something. I don't know. It was so damn hot. I got the grow room cleaned up as much as possible so that I could throw open a window. It was so hot today before the thunderstorms showed up. The drug dealers didn't even come to hang out. That's how bad it was. Okay. I'm back. I had to wash my hands after handling Tabby Boy. So I already have my foundation on. It's the ordinary coverage foundation. The color is N0, N 1.0 neutral with silver highlights. I prep my eyelid with this e.l.f. eye primer and liner sealer. This is the eye primer. Put it over the lid. The eyebrow color has been what it's been. The color is called Charcoal Frost, and it's a made in Germany pencil that I have a lot of. And incidentally, my mother is using this on her eyebrows, but isn't getting the same look as mine. For most of this look, I'm going for the Too Faced Then and Now palette. And apparently this must be real limited edition, this cover, because I've seen other people with the same palette, but the graphics are different on the front. So I've gotten so many compliments when I bring this out in clubs and stuff. First color I'm going to use is, there is a pale blue called Ice Queen. And I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro number 17. And I'm going to get a really good load on this brush. It's an interesting color because it's obviously a pale blue, but it still has some silver metallic flecks in it, and I really love that. And I'm going to go from the lid to almost the crease. Pack this color on real good. I almost wish I'd put that liner sealer from e.l.f. I wish I put that on heavier on this eye, because I want to make sure, I think this color, it's very important to get as opaque a color payoff as you can. And this is what it should look like. I'm going to lift this up close to the wall. If you want, at this stage, you can use a brush. I would go for something smaller than this. And that way you can use the same color. This brush is a vegan BH Cosmetics vegan 17? Vegan 7. And a brush like this is really great for lining under the eyes. And you can use powder eyeshadows like this with a brush like this, and you can also use those gel pot liners. Oops. No, you're not supposed to get blue on your nose. Let's get a close-up look of this. Sweat is absolutely pouring down my neck. I can feel sweat on my eyelids. Let's see if I can pull this off. It is time to find a white shade for my brow bone. While looking through more obscure palettes for a white that would be suitable, I found the BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette. This is an 18 color baked eyeshadow palette, but feel free to use any shadows in any of your palettes if you're following along. Some of these shadows are really interesting. They're actually two colors blended together, and I'm going to go, seems to me, for a white. The best bet would be this color here. It has a name. All these shadows happen to have names, and this is called Earth, and it's white and blue stripes. That's a color that actually makes sense to have that name. I'm going to use the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. As you can see, they actually label it. Such a useful brush if you really want control in a very narrow area. You could also use this brush as an eyeliner brush. I'm going to get, it seems to me that this is the biggest white part, and I'm going to get the brow bone and hope that it looks more white than the blue. You could always blend if the color is too dark. I hope there's more white this time. You know what? I've got to find a more reliable white to add to this. This is from the ULTA Beauty Shine Brighter palette for their Christmas 2019 collection. And there's a frosty white here. I'm going to use this whole particular pan up soon, the way I'm going. I need to get some more whites. I see you could have a palette that I could use, could be so all-purpose if it has a white in it. Let's see what this looks like up close. Oh. You know what? I believe today I can skip highlighter. But this also is good to look at sweaty skin. So when you're thinking about where highlighter would actually be placed, you can do a lot worse than by mimicking the glow that your face and your body gets when you do have a sweat. And you live in a place that does not have air conditioning. As you can see, it looks like I'm wearing highlighter. So the sweat is kind of attractive. And there is a makeup technique where instead of using a highlighter, the makeup artist applies like Vaseline and gets a similar effect. Of course, why anybody would want to put petroleum jelly on their skin that's occlusive, which, okay, sometimes you want something that's occlusive, but that is it's a very pore clogging. I go out of my way to avoid products with mineral oil in it, petroleum jelly, petrolatum. That's one ingredient that I try to avoid. Gotta get another shadow. This is just a look from the other bathroom and what this makeup looks like so far. You see, I don't have the crease color in yet. All I have is the lid color and the whitest kind of brow bone color I can make up. Now, I'm gonna go back into the studio and grab our crease color. Oh, while we're here, do you want to hear the rain? Can you hear it? It's been coming down. I'm sure the garden is very happy. I'm going to dry my mouth and then I'm going to put lipstick on. That way I won't look so like something's missing, even though the video is not done yet. And this is a Wet n Wild lipstick, and it's called Cherry Frost. I really want to use it up because it's probably was rancid when I got it. And I hate the way it tastes. You know, rancid lipsticks, they get that thing in the back of your throat and they're not extremely pleasant, but I hate the idea of throwing it out. It doesn't smell like it's going, but you can always tell. Getting another BH Cosmetics Studio Pro number 17. Dipping into same Then and Now by Too Faced palette. And they have a really dark and metallic blue, and it's called Chill Out. And I'm going to carefully tap the brush on here. I'm going to start with a little less than I might think I might want, just so that I don't get it too thick in the crease area. Sometimes instead of sweeping, it's good to do that tiny little ball. But look up here so you can see how much of the crease you're getting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the curve of my eyeball, making tiny little dots, tiny little circles. This is a way of blending out the eyeshadow that I'm applying without disturbing what's on the brow bone or what's on the lid. I'm going to apply more, but I want to do as much on the other side. This is where building and blending is going to be key. In fact, I'm going to give you a close-up look of what I just did. But I'm far from done. Time to add some more. What you want to do is do the same thing, being careful not to get it up too close to the brow bone, building this color. Now, on a day like today, where you're both have the humidity of the rain, but maybe more importantly, you happen to be sweating and stuff, I don't know how long this look will last. But one advantage to working a monochromatic look like this is, as the colors start to blend inevitably when you move your face and stuff, you'll find that it looks like a look that you could have gotten with just one shadow, but just by blending it more places. Like I could definitely see that with the orange palette that I used yesterday for, I didn't go on video, but I wore an orange palette, and I noticed even though the colors were more distinct when I first put them on, by like 5-6 hours, it just looked like this nice variations of a color like you could get just with maybe one shadow. I first tried this look with a bigger, fluffier brush, and I find that I got way too much crease color. Okay, see, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and swipe. Swipe it, sweep it. Oh, a big drop of sweat just fell from my forehead onto my arm. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it's supposed to be raining the next couple of days. It doesn't start raining until at least 5 o'clock. That way I can get my errands done. Let's see, can I dare use the computer itself, as a mirror? Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, those push pins got tangled in my hair again. You know what? I'm going to take this into the other room to take a look to see how symmetrical this looks so far. I'm very happy with this. This is what it looks like. I have to watch my stuff very carefully. The litter box is around here and I don't want to trip over things. I'm going to go back near the sink. There's a really refreshing breeze coming from the window. Now, I have a little bit of a dilemma. I want to blot some of the sweat from me because I think this is going to be where I might do my mascara. And I don't want to get all these crumblies smeared underneath my... You know what? Hell with it. Oh. Oh, wow. See what happens when you smear fallout and it mixes with sweat? Okay, I'm going to fix this off camera. I wasn't going to do this on camera, but you know what? Just for the hell of it, I'm convinced that this brand of micellar water is absolutely not much better than useless. But I'm going to moisten part of a cotton round, and I'm going to see if I can get anything at all off of my face just by patting it. One good thing, this blue totally goes with the cool tones in my skin, and I'm pale enough so that I could probably get away with just blending this and not reapplying any more foundation, even though I certainly can apply more foundation. I will if it's obviously looks like I need it. But, you know, this micellar water, it's not supposed to burn your eyes, but this burns my eyes some. I mean, I know you're not supposed to get anything in your eyes, but this is the fumes from it. Boy. Yep, fumes, alright. I'll be darned. Hold on a second. I want to get my foundation. It's not where I thought it was. Got it. It fell down on my carpet in between two of my bookshelves. So I never put it on my hand first. I always put it directly on my face. But I only need such a tiny, tiny amount. And I want to be really careful of the placement. And especially since this lighting right here where I am is really not great. My monitor is not extremely clear. I gotta get this up closer to the back. If I get this too close to my under eye, it's gonna smear into the blue. Oh, and it's mixing with my sweat already. When I was first applying the foundation, it was mixing with my sweat. And it seems like that's both a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing, I think, because what we're sweating out has salt in it. And salt, I think it's always good to have a little bit of salt in your skincare. And because anything coming out of your body, like your sweat, would be proper pH, and it would be from you. And I don't think of sweat as waste like our other wastes. And I'm thinking if your face is clean, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that sweat. Now I'm going to take a look at what this looks like in the bathroom, and then I'm going to get started on the mascara. Oh. If you end up hearing some loud, scandalous talk, this is the place where you hear all kinds of private conversations in that alley, and people yelling for certain people to be let in. You learn things about certain lifestyles that you didn't want to know. Let's see what that looks like here. I'm going to put the lower lashes mascara on in the other room. There, I don't think it would be smart for me to chance it balancing my computer in one hand and trying to do the lower lashes. Before I do the lower lash mascara, I want to go reapply the color to the lower lash line, which is the Ice Queen, is what they call it. Just redo. I think that cleanup got rid of the obviousness of the color. It's okay if it's a little on the thick side. Now it's time for some lower lash mascara. One thing I don't like about this brush is, I mean, it looks like it has potential. It looks like it could build some nice coverage and whatever, but it doesn't have anything in it, no fibers or anything. And for some reason, the brush is too easy to scratch your eyeballs. I noticed that. Nobody likes their eyeballs to be scratched. And it's so hard to get color on the lashes and not the skin underneath. Now, if you wanted even more drama, you could do a very, very, very thin line of a red waterproof gel pot liner. And I have such a red, but I figure if I already have a red mascara, that should be able to speak. That should speak for itself. And I would imagine in the sun, this would give a real nice effect. You could get close enough to somebody and you're in the sun and you actually see the color of your mascara. Since we're all supposed to be wearing masks while we're out social distancing and trying to avoid the people that we want to see us, I really do believe more than ever it's important to play up your eyes. You have so much of your face is going to be covered, but if you can wear nice dramatic eye makeup and coordinate with your outfits, you know. On this look, you don't need to wear foundation. I so seldom bother with foundation since this quarantine, mostly because of the mask issue, because I keep on scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing to clean those masks, and I could tell already that there's some wear and tear probably. I have a feeling they're not designed to be washed a couple of times a week and worn, you know, all the time. Sometimes I'll throw it on just for a few minutes and come home. But if something happens, if I drop one, of course I have no choice but to wash it. You know. With this mascara, I never get the feeling a lot comes off onto the brush, or if it does come on to load onto the brush, it just doesn't seem to want to latch onto my lashes. I'm going to throw in a little bit of cheek color, and for that I'm going to dip into the Too Faced Christmas Star 2019 palette. It has the built-in cheek colors and highlight colors there, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the most purplish shade, and this is a Vivace blush brush, and it's nice that these colors don't come on too strong as far as the cheek colors. You really don't want that, but the fact that it doesn't have a mirror, and I always look up to it as if I'm expecting a mirror, and you never forget that it doesn't have one. So since my face is dripping with sweat, I have to be careful how much of this I get on here, because it's going to be very hard to blend it. When I'm look at this, look at my sweat. Check this out. I mean, this is serious sweat, guys. Oh man, the sweat is real. Oh, and you know what else I have to deal with? Already my mascara is smudging. I hate to do this in a way because this is removing the natural highlight that my face is getting. But I can't risk it mixing in with the blush color. That would really not be good. I'm just going to, oh, see what happens? Now, I'm going to go ahead on this side, which is a lot more how I would like it, but got more than I would want to on this side, so I'm taking what are clean hands now. Oh, my face is totally wet now. All right, let's look at this in the other room. Checking this makeup in the kitchen, where my darling brothers decided to bake a pizza in a 425-degree onion, mind you, in an unair-conditioned house, where even though it might be 72 degrees out there, you know it's got to be something in here. But hey, it's none of my business. So, anyway, let's look at the cheek color. What do you think? I am going to take my hair down. So do you like it? Any blues will work with this. Go dig out your old palettes you haven't played around with in a while. And you can replicate this if you can find yourself a red mascara. And I love how you can use as many things as possible from one palette, even though I did cheat a little trying to get the white. But if you can do this using palettes you already have, if you happen to have a palette that has all these kind of colors in it, that's groovy. But it's really hard to find something all in one because we all want different things. If your skin's a lot darker than mine, you probably might not want a brow bone color that light. So you have to apply things to work with you. But I love looking at my older stuff. Okay, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. I make lots of adventures and I'd love to have you come along. And 3 times a week, I like to have fun. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.